Um, Okay, hello everybody, and hello Yaffa. We are here as the Story Sunbirds, an organization. It's not really an organization, it's more of a collective of kidlit creators who are anti-racist, anti-colonial, anti-imperialist. And our work stems from this belief that the children are the center of our universes, of the world, and we create work for them because they will be the revolution of the future. So that's us, the Story Sunbirds, and we're here commemorating the 1 year anniversary of the children's press conference at Al Shifa Hospital, where the children um, themselves pleaded with the world community to nourish them, to help heal them, to help save them, and to end the war. And it's been a year. This call to action was done by Mossab Abu Toha, who is a Palestinian poet. And so there are actions happening across the country, across the world, in support of the children today of Palestine. Um, so a couple of just housekeeping things. If you have any questions for Yaffa, you can put them in the chat. Know that if you donate, I'm going to be sharing some links in the chat with our the rest of our lineup for today, and a place where you can donate to Mecca, Middle East Children's Alliance. And actually, Yaffa, you have some nonprofits, so if you want to put those links in the chat, we'll be able to do that too. You can donate there as well because Yaffa's got their own amazing efforts happening as well. So, okay, without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce Yaffa, who is a person I met not too long ago, and we had coffee, and I just fell in love with their spirit and their passion and their steadfastness and sense of resistance. And I'm so grateful that you're joining us today. And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you'll be sharing?
Yeah, hi everyone. First off, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Um, yeah, there's so much to say. Just everything that you said, Aida, was just like gut-wrenching. And I knew this was on the anniversary, right, of the kids press count conference, but then hearing it again, right, just is different. And so I do want to acknowledge as we enter the space um, that potentially the majority of us are carrying a lot today, and every day for over a year at this point, and for years prior to that. So just want to honor that and uplift that before getting started. So my name is Yaffa, they, she pronouns. I'm a queer and trans disabled Palestinian. I've lived in 10 different countries. I used to say 9, and then someone reminded me that I kept forgetting one, which was not meant as any disrespect to that country, um, but so I've been displaced my entire life, for multiple generations at this point. Uh, and uh, and I have family from both sides in Gaza, as well as family outside of Gaza. And so uh, that press conference in particular is gut-wrenching in a very specific way. Um, Outside of that, a lot of my work is supporting queer and trans individuals most impacted by genocide. I'll include a link to a fundraiser that we're actually launching through Meshid, that we're just launching today, specifically to support the most marginalized from the queer and trans community with this election and then just in general. Unfortunately for us, it's one crisis after the other. But today, I actually want to share a work that was published a little over 6 months ago, or actually maybe almost exactly 6 months ago. The work is called Inara. It is a queer and trans Palestinian utopia anthology, and it is a mix of poetry, short stories, um, digital art, photographs. I'll also include a link. I don't know if it's possible for someone to send it out to all the attendees, but a link with all of the photographs and digital images that you're welcome to take a look at as I read a little bit from one of the short stories in there. Um, the short story from Inad is called I Love This Part. Um, and it's a work that's predominantly, it starts off younger than teenage years, but kind of shifts into teenage years for most of it, and then ends towards adulthood for this character. And one really cool thing that we did with this anthology that I edited was that everything is set in a free Palestine. So it's not meant to be set in a world where Palestine is not yet free. We've already achieved that. We're in a free Palestine. So I'm just going to read a few pages of it. They smile. I smile. Looking into the sea, feeling the red of the setting sun filling my brown skin, tingles dancing along my sides, my abdomen, my everything. I inhale the salt in the air, filling my veins with courage and warmth. I love this part. When you see someone and for reasons beyond, there's a warmth, feeling the universe parting ways for you to embrace. I love this part. I love this part enough that I am full here. And now nothing more needed or requested. Then they wave the next time I look over, and maybe I desire a little more. Their palm fits in mine, skin flirting, and I take a deep breath. It's the walk on the beach. It's the staying up late around a community bonfire, talking about Ghassan Kanafani, Iman Abdel Hadi, Karnazal, Noor Al Daya, Doha Dahnoun, Lama, Ali Khader, Aram Ronaldo, Sonia Suleiman, Jinan, Abi Badran, Noor Al Alb, Maria Zreq, Rand, May Salame, Haneen, Mishan DJ Sarhan, all the greats of the last 100 years. Mama Lema smiles, and I wonder what she knows that the rest of us don't. Mama Roldo tries to ask a million questions, and I take their hand and run off dangerously close to the water. Mama Kauthar is the worst, though. Did you have fun? She asks, wiggling her eyebrows way inappropriately, and I groan and run away. Not out of shame, not out of anything really but silliness. I can tell them anything. They can tell me anything. It's been like that for all 16 years of my life. I sleep, melting the day away, and I dream of the sun setting, the sea full of blue and love. I remember the first time I met them. I'm 3 and we're running around a wheat field, the place I am always home. The sun shines in their smile, reflected in their eyes, and I'm so happy. They were there before, of course, but this was the moment I met them, their overgrown body so high up, so giant. Everywhere after that became the wheat field. Their smile the first time I came home after planting trees with the other children, Mud holding on to me like he held on to me. They smile, and I already know I'm supposed to shower outside. He takes my hand, and the cold water washes over me. They dry me outside, then carry me in, sitting me in the communal kitchen. The falafel is still hot when he puts it in front of me with a bit of hummus, my favorite. He's my favorite. One day, I'm scribbling on a notepad some wheatgrass in the sun setting at home. That's beautiful, he says, leaning over me without me noticing. Islamo, I say. Can you teach me? He asks, and I nod hesitantly. I don't know why I hesitate. I've taught before, but what if? I'm not even sure, as if these thoughts are someone else's. We do some lines together, my small hands fitting around his giant ones as I help him straighten them. His hands shake and he smiles every time. Then we do the grass shooting up from the ground and the sun like a smile in the distance. We draw together every Jummah, sometimes alone, sometimes Mama Kauthar joins, sometimes Baba Mundar joins, but it's always our space. They're guests. We do this until his hands shake uncontrollably, and instead I draw for the both of us. Him telling me what to draw, a beach, the forest, a starry night. By then I had been taking art classes with artists from all around. I drew him once, pretending to be drawing an elephant. He cried, I cried. It's the first day of the week. He's lying in bed on his side, still smiling at me. I draw a wheatgrass field and a sunset, the two of us staring towards it. His eyes are closed when I look up. Very him that evening. The picture I drew of him hanging in the common space as the community comes and holds us. We're by the water, the cliffs of Yaffa behind us, the old city walls looming above. Down here, we witness the waves crashing. There are four of us. We witness waves crashing, clouds forming and breaking apart. I notice every breath. I inhale life, exhale death, and repeat the cycle. I've been in this group ever since I could remember, but now it feels different after Baba died 2 weeks ago. I feel him with me. I breathe him in and honor his release with every exhale. I feel the warmth of the tears before I'm conscious of crying. What do you need? Maria asks from my right, barely whispering. To be physically held, I say, and they nod, their arms wrapping around me. I cry silently with the waves. After, I lie in the sand, allowing the smallest of particles to merge with my essence. They were once living stone, now they are living sand. I wonder what type of living and dying Baba is. I smile as the water reaches me in that moment, rolling my eyes and then start laughing. Of course, you hear the waves, both embracing and letting go in a perfect balance. I'm wheatgrass dancing in the wind, and he's always been the waves. So I'll stop there. It goes on a lot more kind of with different snapshots of this character's life. Um, but one main thing with this story in particular is um, every part of it is about a different kind of love. Um, Really just to highlight of that as loving beings, we love in every way. There isn't just one form of love or one type of relationship. We're always in relationship with one another, with the land around us, with spirit, with whatever else we're connected to. And there's so much love that exists within all of that. So I'll stop there and see if there are any questions.
That's so beautiful. Can you repeat a line? There is a line
Sure.
about the death. Oh God, about it was. Oh shoot! I wish I could. I was trying to type it. I messed it up. There was this
Is it
beautiful
that
line.
I inhale life and exhale death?
Mm,
Or
no, you were talking about his death. Um, I'm sorry. I, I was
you're so good.
I was typing. I was typing other things. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can go ahead, put them in the chat, or not in the chat, in the Q&A section. Um, but if not, can you hold up your book?
So
Yeah.
I actually don't have the physical
Oh,
copy with me. So I'm actually in London and I just ran out of this book.
oh my God. Okay, well, I have them right here. Let me
Oh,
do that
amazing.
so people can see.
Okay, beautiful.
All right. So here we go. This is in our, oh God, let's see. Can you all see that? Can you see that?
I
Uh,
can. It's a little blurry, but
it's a
yes,
blurry.
you can.
Okay, well, it's a
Um,
beautiful sunset. It's
well,
a beautiful sunset.
thank you for
And-
holding that up because so every story in this collection has a digital art piece associated with it. And this piece, the part that I read, is that image.
oh gosh, so beautiful. All right. And then I have more of your work right here. Oh gosh. You, let me see if I can. No, it's not working. It doesn't want to, but oh, there it goes. If I put it right by
Oh,
my
there
face,
you go.
they
Okay,
can see
perfect.
it. Can you tell them about this book?
Yeah, so that one's Blood Orange. So that's a poetry collection that came out about a month after October 7th last year. And it was written immediately following October 7th and the weekend after, just talking about the genocide, specifically my experience as a queer and trans Palestinian, and reflecting on that. So that was almost a year ago, as of next week. Um, and then I do have one of the oh, and you have Desecrated Poppies, amazing. And then Desecrated Poppies is a mix of poetry and essays, and that one is specifically to talk about how anti-transness and anti-Palestinian politics are one and the same, and goes beyond that into that anti-Blackness and ableism and other forms of oppression are also the same, but those are the two that are mostly centered. And then Aida, I don't think you have this new one, which I'll have to get you a copy of. This This one's gold. It's cute.
Oh my God,
Um,
you're so prolific. I'm just awe.
this is
Heck,
my favorite cover. And
yes.
this one is an entirely essay collection, and this one is basically where do we go from here? So it has essays on strategy building, collectivism, community care, letting go, building utopia. Um, so Desecrated Poppies is more understanding. This one is more of like, okay, we're ready to move. Let's move. Where do we go? Yeah.
Awesome. Wow, how beautiful. Okay, we do have a question. Is there how has your work been received by members of your community?
Yeah, that's a great question. So this work was created by queer and trans Palestinians for queer and trans Palestinians. And so it's been incredibly beautiful to see that reception by queer and trans Palestinians, where I think a lot of us were feel seen within it. And especially with everything that's been going on over the last year, it's kind of remarkable to have a work about a free Palestine in the midst of it, but that's by the most marginalized of the Palestinian community versus the most privileged, which is usually the case with a lot of groups. And so it's been a beautiful reception. And yeah, and even though it was written for queer and trans Palestinians, it's obviously been received really well with other marginalized groups as well. But that's really the community that this was made for.
Hmm. Okay, well, there's one more question. Is there a certain setting I should be on to see books you are sharing? Oh, no. No, no, it's just because I have my background blurred because my house is a mess. So I'm so sorry. I will maybe you can before you or as you leave, you can put links to your books and how to reach you in let's see, in the chat. Yeah, you can do that. And so look to the chat so that you could see the covers and you could just click on those links and find Yaffa's amazing work there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just put the bookshop link to all the books. And sorry, that is my mom calling.
Uh-huh.
So I just put the link to bookshop, and they're also available just through any bookstore. And so definitely support your local bookstores. And then I'm on Instagram and TikTok. And it's just Yaffa's Utopia. Um, on there, and that's usually where you get the most news. If you're not on there, you can go to madajpublishing.com and sign up for the newsletter there.
Oh, God. All right. Wow. Well, so thank you so much, Yaffa, for joining us today. I know it was a stretch. I can't believe that you're able to do this all the way from London. People are sent in videos from Australia, from Canada, and and it's a beautiful international community of solidarity and love and
Beautiful.
justice for Palestinians and Lebanese and all of the Middle East. Thank you so much. Any parting words?
I feel like there's so much to say, and also I'm just honored to be here. So thank you for having me and making this happen.
Okay. Thank you, love. We'll see
Bye.
you.
See you
Bye-bye.
soon.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording and